Welcome to the garden. Today I'm creating a new planter that's going to sit on the deck of my brother's new house. So I've picked a fairly large pot that we're going to fill with tasty herbs. And I've already added a few more drain holes. This only had 3 to begin with, so I added a few more just so it doesn't pool water in the base. Because this is going to sit on his deck, it is important that we find a nice basin for it so that it doesn't rot the wood underneath. Now, I wouldn't use terracotta because that can actually allow water to penetrate through. So we'll find a plastic container that fits. This one's okay, but it's not gonna hold that much water. So the larger, the better. That's a perfect fit. Before we add our herbs, I'm gonna fill it up most of the way with a nice inexpensive potting soil. Potting soil or potting mix has a lot of great benefits. It's a very lightweight soil, so it's really good for containers, especially on a deck. Potting mixes will actually drain excess water fairly quickly, but they also hold as much as the plants need. So once we've got it most of the way full, we can start picking out our herbs. I'm going to start with what's probably my favorite plant in the entire garden. That is chives. And right now they're in full bloom. They just look incredible. So we want to give him a nice big cluster here. And it's okay that we bring some of this native soil with us. That'll help us keep the roots intact. I can see the worms starting to run for their lives. But we'll go out a couple inches from the base of the plant so that we can save some of those roots. And I'm only digging down maybe 3 or 4 inches. I'm just going to use my hands to separate them. But look at the size of that. That's beautiful. And that'll sit right in the middle because it's a really tall herb. It's in the onion family. It's actually the smallest member of the onion family. But these chives are huge. They're like 2 feet tall. Now we're going to add some of this Greek oregano. This is a really tasty herb. It's great in Italian and Greek dishes. Really pungent flavor. And we'll go ahead and try to uproot a nice big cluster. Now it does look like there's some mint in here as well, which we might add. But I want to try to keep them separate so that he can identify them a little more easily. And sometimes we really have to just pull these apart. It's not really going to hurt the plant. You can see they have tons of healthy roots. And look at how they spread. They send out new growth just like that. And find a nice spot for it right here in the side. This is already looking really nice and full. But it's brand new soil, so there should be plenty of nutrients for all these plants. But we do want to keep in mind we don't want to overcrowd this container. Now, since we did find a few little mint plants, we can also plant these out. Mint is one of those plants that can spread like a weed. So it's actually perfect for containers. And just look at these roots. They're so hardy. They spread like crazy. They come back every year. Makes a great little snack. Nice, really fresh, pungent, minty flavor. It's also great in Greek dishes like lamb. The next herb on our list is parsley. So here we have some flat-leafed parsley. It looks like it's about to flower. This is a biennial. So I planted this last year and it's flowering this year. So it might not come back next season, but that's okay. You can always give them some more. So again, we'll go around the plant, give it a couple inches of space so that we don't sever any nice big roots. And we'll dig down about 3 or 4 inches. Parsley is a really useful, versatile herb. It's similar to mint, but a lot less pungent. It's used to make chimichurri sauce. It's a great garnish. You know, you can add it to all sorts of things like tartar sauce. Look at these beautiful plants. Really nice, healthy roots, hardy stems, beautiful glossy leaves. Wow, it smells just wonderful. So there's a nice big empty spot right over here for our parsley. We'll just space them out a little bit there. I'm actually going to add the rest of our potting soil and water this in. So we'll go ahead and give it the whole watering can. And it's a good idea to keep this in the shade for a couple days. That'll just let the plants acclimate. Anytime you're transplanting, uprooting them, and repotting, it's all very stressful for your plants. You can see how much they're wilting already. And they should spring back fairly quickly. Another little thing I'm going to do is just trim back some of these flowers, some of these dead stalks, some of these ones that are overhanging, and this may actually promote new growth. I'm also going to trim the parsley back just a little bit so it's not so tall and unruly. We can actually cook with these today. And we'll just clean things up a little bit, picking out any dead leaves that we see, any damaged flowers. Looks good. So we'll give it its basin. So that's how I plant out a brand new container of herbs that'll sit on the deck of my brother's new house. And he should be able to harvest these again and again. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.